Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a review of a Misanthrope Teaches a Class Full of Demi-Humans, Episode 9. Last week was a very good episode. Very slice of life vibe going on in this one. It was really good to see, especially with Kurosawa the cat. She's graduated. She finally decides to choose her own life instead of telling everybody what to do. So she has that kind of like the purpose of this is why the show's kind of important. It tells you like humans like ourselves have choices. We do things to make feel better. We have it's like you make your choice, have that kind of vibe and to say you want to do what you want to do. Don't let no one tell you what to do, but you want to make your own choice. And that's part of life. You learn from it though, but that's kind of interesting, and that's what I like about this show. Yeah, they're demi-humans, but it's a way to learn how human society works. That's the whole premise of the show. So you know, last week was the cat, and now I thought we were gonna get the mouse episode because I want to know about the mouse. But but this is all about like human feelings. This is about human structures and all that stuff. And it's another graduation episode. It is another graduation episode, and now this is the time to talk about it. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. Episode 9 review of the Misanthrope Teaches a Class Full of Demi-Humans. Okay, so this is another graduation test. This is the way to bond. This is the way for other people to understand human. Now, I will say this. Look, I know it's too early. I know we're too early to call it, but can I just say this? Tabari or Shiranari, the Phoenix, why can I not stop looking at her? Why can I not look at her? I mean, look at that Phoenix girl. Look at the Phoenix principal of the school. I mean, the head of the school. Look at her. I see nothing wrong with her. I don't know why I keep staring at her. Is there her face? She has a beautiful face. The hair, the face. She has a beautiful face. I don't know why I keep staring at her. She is so freaking cute. Okay. But trying to understand now, sitting down talking to Ray about having emotions, having problems, good moments, bad moments. It's just a way to understand how humans are in self situations when you're bad, when you're sad, mad, happy, those kind of feelings that could take a person that could see in a human. You know what I mean? In life, we are having emotions. And sometimes our emotions erupt. Sometimes we can't even control emotions. But there are ways for us to 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 um to have these kind of emotions and how to endure and how to overcome it. Like me, whenever I feel emotions, I just play Resident Evil Requiem. That's how I feel. Like that's the way I stress myself out. Just playing a good old Resident Evil Requiem, which by the way, it should win Game of the Year, and it better be freaking good by it. It better win multiple awards too. Even Grace should win Best Protagonist, and Leon should be also win Best Protagonist. They should be nominated, this and that. But that's a different topic another way. Anyway, that's what this is. So now it's a graduation project, and each of them has a task. For Tabari in her bird form, she has to make an instrument. And she did a freaking good job. I mean, she, like earlier in the episode, she said she wants to be studying music. Okay. But I see Ray is going to help Tabari get her life, not only as a prince, not as the head of the school, but also have a life in the human world, which is kind of great. I kind of see Ray helping out as well. But Tabari made the guitar, and it was great. I mean, the first, she made a guitar so good. Like, even on her first freaking shot, she was able to play the guitar. I'm like, damn, she is good. She is good. Like, oh my God. Not only at singing, but at a guitar. I wonder if she could play the drums and all that stuff. Maybe you could just put her in Bang Dream or given anything that's instrument or, oh, that other anime with all the girls being a hardcore rock band. Like, you put her in those kind of situations, we'll see how this goes. Okay, that's one. For the mouse, what's her name? I keep forgetting her name. Netsu? Yeah, Netsu. Yeah. For Netsu is just make a bowl. Like, she take that crack bowl and try to make it. She was noisy at times and really gullible, but she was so noisy. Like, oh my God. Kieran's the dragon. Now, Kieran, the dragon, she got to be a house mother. This is just to prove that she's willing to be in love with Ray. She's still obsessed with Ray. It's funny. I can't, I thought about this. Does Is it wrong for a dragon to love a human like Ray, even though Ray's a teacher and that's a student? You know, I know it's wrong, but if you watch Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid, I understand the difference. I understand you can't compare it, but you kind of see that kind of like same vibe. I mean, there's Kobayashi and there's Toru. You see what I'm saying? There's a Lulu, there's a Lulu, and there's that boy. You know, not to mention there's Kana and that girl that always get a fangasm with an orgasm when she see a fangasm when she with Kana. So you see what I'm saying? Oh, there's Sota and there's Lukua. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So when I look at Ray and Karen, it's like Ray trying to play it off, but Karen is still Karen. And you know, it's like you can't decide that. But her role, her human assignment is to be a house mother. You know, trying to understand how the dorm works, like a dormitory, trying to see how everybody's doing, giving them assignments, make sure to do their choices. She's basically doing house mother work. Now remember, this is the advanced class. And then when the beginners class came, the beginner students, and I looked closely at them. One of them was a vampire, one of them was a panda, and one of them was a dog. I'm like, oh my God. Because again, we never seen other species humans. We never see other demi-humans. We already see like the main cast. Yeah, there's sometimes we see some other ones, but to see them, we just never see them. So, and they make cookies. They made cookies for the dragon. They made sweet cookies for Karen. Faces of her. That was sweet. That was sweet. Now, Isami had another assignment to write letters for everyone. Everyone. It was a tricky assignment. And as for Isaki, Isaki had to write 10 reviews each for novels and manga artists and stories, or just all those things. Now during the whole assignment, they were getting louder, and then Usami went blast. She's like, "Shut up!" It scared Isaki off, and that was in her regular form, in her gal form. But it kind of shocked her because again, she never saw Usami being all rage, and then she got mad and left. So Isami, here's the thing about Isami. I understand why people don't like her. I don't look. There are times I didn't like her, but I kind of like understanding what she's like. You know, for a rabbit having these kind of emotional feelings, she needs to tone it down or something. Like, she has great friends already. Don't get so emotional. I understand the class assignment was really like off the wall. I get that, but for her, understandable. I'm like, you gotta understand. Isami wants to become a doctor. That's what she wants. That's her goal. That's her goal when she met her owner at the time. That was a really sad episode, by the way. But again, she just wants. She didn't mean to scare anyone, not to shock anyone, especially her. She put her emotions first. She put all her emotions first. She should have done it a better way. So she blames herself for that one. Now, but the assignment was really good for Isami because she wrote letters to. It was a very tricky challenge for her because Usami wrote letters to everyone. The teacher, if you go back, look at the timeline, you know there's multiple students in that class, and not just 5. There's multiple students. And it was a tricky assignment because she had to write letters to Ray. She had to write a letter to Tabari. She had to write a letter to herself. You see, that was a trick. Herself, Karin, Netsu, and then Isaki. But not just Isaki, because remember, Isaki has 2 split personalities, herself and a gal form. So she wrote 2 letters for Isaki. That's the thing. Now, Isaki did her assignment really well. I mean, for Usami, that was a really good challenge because she was able to overcome that. Now, as for Isaki, she overcome all the challenges. Her and her gala self, they overcome the odds. They have overcome the odds, learning from one another how to handle their personalities and how to handle those assignments. Well, it's like, for Isaki, it's like, if you look at that carefully, you see Isaki herself, her Saki shy form, let me say that. Her shy form is writing novels. Her gal form is showing reviews and reading it. So they basically communicating with each other in one body, understanding how the assignment works. Now, at the end of the episode, Isaki, 2 Isakis, the Isaki shy and Isaki gal, they have graduated. Congratulations. She has graduated. I'm gonna miss the wolf girl. I'm gonna miss her. I miss the mermaid, and I miss the wolf girl. I'm gonna miss her. She graduated with flying colors. She handled personalities really well. She communicating real well. She understanding how humans emotions are, whatnot, what can and cannot do. Just just the thought of it, you know. But again, Isaki went through a lot because throughout these episodes, she's going through like these emotional, adapting her emotion, both herself and her gal form, and for her to understanding herself as it's like having your own personality, your own body. It's like you wake up in a new attitude, but your mind's telling you otherwise. So it's like controlling controlling two minds in one body is that challenging for Isaki. But I'm glad she able to graduate. I'm glad she able to graduate. You know, and the thing is, I won't be surprised if Usami graduated as well because I kind of put the pieces together after this. I just realized that the three students that was in the class, not counting Tabari, even though she's the head of the school, but if you look back, these three have already they're gonna graduate eventually. Usami's gonna graduate easily. So if you think about it, the next students that we saw in the openings and the endings, we're gonna see that the fairy and all that stuff. We're gonna see them. We're gonna see them coming in this episode soon, and I can see that. And like I said, I won't be surprised if Usami graduates. I won't be surprised because this is like this is the big three. This is the big three right there. And then you got the dragon, you got the mouse, and those other two, and the other students coming into the advanced class. So we're gonna see more about that soon. But overall, this was a very good episode. I'm glad that Isaki's graduating. I'm gonna miss the wolf girl. There's gonna be more interspecies, more demi-humans to see. So thank you for watching my review of this show. I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.